I think when you look at it and we reflect on it, you say, well, who come out of it with any credit? Probably Brandon Hall. He basically kept the score down because they looked like they were going to score at will, and hugely disappointing. And I feel for the fans.
What concerned me was Joel Taylor down left. Seemed to have the freedom of the park. He got pace, yes, fair enough, but we didn't really stifle him and double up on him.
Well, we didn't get near him, did we? It's as simple as that. And the thing is, we looked at the videos and we've done, our analysis on it, and we knew he was going to be a threat. And they switched the ball really well, and the first goal come from us being switched off. They've switched the play, and we've let him get in, and it's an error that's been punished. But let's be honest about it. Let's look at the whole of the game and just say to yourself, we were not at it. And at any level of football, whatever level you play at, if you're not competitive, you're not going to get results. And today, we were just woeful.
Well, I had a Sante up front, who's pretty much a target man, with the two, trying to marshal him, and yet he was taking on both players, it seemed at once.
Yeah, I thought we were too deep. We invited the space between the midfield and the centre backs, and you can come out with every scenario you want to talk about, but it's just not acceptable. The lads in there, the really disappointing thing for me is that we've put a group together that I thought had a bit more character than that, and I think today that their characters, they've wilted. There's no excuses, absolutely no excuses.
Because you were able to bring the 3 injured players back, which
yeah.
I thought was going to strengthen the Hereford side. So why was that reaction or non-reaction?
I think it's difficult to put your finger on it straight after the game because, with Kieran and Jagger Kane and Mike Simmons, we knew that they weren't going to get through 2 games in a short space of time. So, it was probably Saturday was too sort of soon for them, but we thought today with some fresh legs and it would give us that impetus to go forward and be solid, and we were far from solid all over the park.
So they looked a very good side, Chess, to take nothing away from their performance. They seemed to know what they were doing at the top of the table. The impetus is with them now, and as far as Hereford are concerned, a change managerial coach needs to be done.
Yeah, I think I said to you on Saturday that we needed to do it sooner or later, because when you're in this transitional period, things like this happen. And yes, we were fortunate to get 2 wins to start with, and then the draw against Brackley. But again today, we just weren't at it. And I think all I can say is what I said on Saturday, really. We need to do it sooner rather than later, because we can't let this dwell on, because those players need to have a good look at themselves, because they lacked a lot of character today and they lacked a lot of commitment. But you've got to give Chester credit, they've absolutely pummeled us.
What type of head coach manager do you think Hereford should employ? Would it be a young up and coming person, or are you looking for someone with experience of higher levels?
Yeah, as I said to you the other day, without repeating myself all the time, we're in a process. I think this is a tough league. Everybody knows that you can't go anywhere and put in performances, whether it's Kings Lynn or whether it's here again today, and not compete. If you don't compete, you're not going to be in it. But the disappointing thing today was the lack of character that we shown out on that football pitch.
Boston United, they got a good victory today, so they'll be up for it next weekend. Is there likely to be a change in that space of time, or is that too quick?
I don't know really. I'd like to think so. But I can't stand here and say that it's going to happen, but I'd like to think so.
Because obviously interviews, scenarios need to take place.
Yeah.
How far down that line of that process are we?
Well, we're quite a way down the process now, so it is a matter of sort of dotting the I's and crossing the T's, and hopefully we can get someone in for the weekend. If not, and hopefully the week after.
And will that be someone that supporters have heard of at this sort of level?
You're really pushing me now, Keith, to give you an answer that I can't give you at this stage.
Okay, thanks for your time.
My pleasure.